So this one doesn't have anything in it yet. It's just running and cycling. I keep threatening to get in it myself one day. It's about 3.5 feet deep up to the waterfall. Just running and cycling. 4 feet if it makes it. I keep threatening to get in it. Start overflowing before that happens. One day. It's about 3.5 feet deep up to the waterfall. Time to go feed the fish. What is it, Boogums, Poops? What are you doing? You like it out here? Yeah. He's had breakfast. He's kind of doing his morning cat routine. This one's probably the oldest one, I think. Just a small water feature for the sound and aesthetics. Goosenecks are blooming. Bamboo's booming. Bambooming, I should say. And here's the tilapia pool. Kind of quiet. They might come out if I throw them some food. I'm going to get some out. I'm going to throw them a little handful. It's hard to get it out with one hand. Holding this camera. Okay, let's see if they're hungry. It's kind of early for them. They're not rushing. They're checking it out though. There's a few nibbling. I'm not sure if they're awake yet. I never imagined it might take them a few minutes to get going after the sun comes up. Maybe they need coffee. They are vegetarians. I could give them some coffee trees and throw some coffee leaves in there and see what happens. Wake up, little tilapia. These are the shell crackers, but the tilapia, there are some tilapia in here. I put that little mesh cage in there because the tilapia are bigger than the shell crackers and they kind of bully them. And so I thought I would put that in so the tilapia can't get through it and the shell crackers can. That makes it easier for them to eat in peace without being bullied. What do you want? What? What do you want? What do you want? What? 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 You want to tell them something? Okay. We'll tell them whatever you want. Say it now, hurry. You only got a minute left. Is that your final opinion? Just little orange morning glories are just getting going. This one looks a little cloudier than the rest of them, and that is because it was completely clouded. You could not see through it at all. It was full of algae. Now there's a patch on the bottom where it had a leak, and I can see that patch. Right there in the middle, that brick is sitting on top of the pump, so the water is clearing. What happened here is I ended up adding another, I had to add a UV clarifier. I had to add one to each pond. And now that this has its own clarifier, the algae is dying. And it's only been 3 days, I think. So it will improve more in time. And I need this pond because this one has all the plants in it. And their roots are helping take the ammonia out of the water after the bacteria has broken it down into fertilizers. So it's important that this pond be available for me to cycle through the other ones. And now soon I'm going to be able to go ahead and turn it on and let them combine. These are the catfish. They'll come up and eat. They swim really fast and they stir any of the solids up and keep the water clouded. I'm trying to get them out, but it takes a lot of effort. And they have to settle back down once they've been stirred up. Here they are. Good morning, catfish. They can have to be like 40 years old, I think. They can get very big, but I don't know if they'll be able to get big in this pool. And I may not leave them in this pool forever. So they can probably be good in here for the next season, maybe even into next summer. They're not coming up to eat yet. The cypress vine looks similar, or maybe it's a hummingbird vine. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. They look similar to the orange morning glories, but it's not the same. Just have the same shape in a way, but a different color. I want to say it's a cypress vine. Now this one is a Spanish flag vine. And it's just getting going. There are many of these. I have a huge one over there by the post, and they're all over that wall over there, and they're going to be coming. Finally, we have one that's closer to my favorite color, orange. And there's my least favorite color, but they're not bad. They take over. I gave all the flowers some of that plant food yesterday evening. It's going to help a lot. You can see from this vantage point, there are lots of flowers on the squash plants. And everything's quite jungle-ish. This corn is looking good. It's a bigger variety than the first corn, the early corn I planted. It's smaller, like this one right here. You can see this one, it just goes up to here, and you can barely tell. See those over there, how short they are? And then you pan over to here, and these are big. This is a summer variety, and it's doing a little better than the other ones, so I'm pleased. And these are about to turn red. And it's nice because there's lots of them all up and down the plant. Look, there's another one that's dark green. And so that one's probably going to start turning orange very soon. I'll likely pick it in another day or two. I'm going to give it just enough time to make sure the skin isn't too soft so that it can ripen inside. And that will take all the pressure off this vine and allow it to try to make another pumpkin over here on the end. Let's see what it looks like. So if I go to the end of this vine, you can see it's not able. It's busy. And that pumpkin is going to die and fall off. It's already dead. But if I cut the one off that is producing right now, there is a chance that it will try to make another one on the end of this vine. So that's the goal. To see if we can give them a little bit of a second chance. It's huge. We're deep in Pumpkinville. You can see one down there. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. This one there is going to try to be a pumpkin one day. This is a nice healthy vine. I hope it succeeds. Scarlet runner beans. Pink zinnias. There's a pumpkin over here too, I forgot. See, that one's still getting bigger. It's not dark, so I'll leave that there in case it can grow a little more. And there's a really young one over here. Of course, that one can stay for now. These are yellow squash. I didn't plant everything at the same time, so some of the plants are different ages, and that's why they're not producing all in synchronicity. There's another pumpkin in here somewhere. It's this one. This vine is coming out of here like crazy. I don't know if I can find a pumpkin on it. I'll give it more time. It's got a lot of life to go still. Then there's the big pumpkin. It's the Charlie Brown pumpkin, I guess. I'm going to be calling it. See if I can get a better view of that one. There we go. It's got a nice shape to it. And it is getting bigger. It's a different variety. It's not the same as the pie pumpkin. So it is able to continue getting bigger. And I don't know when it's going to stop because I've not successfully grown one of these varieties before. But I'm imagining since the bottom is still green, it's probably still trying to grow bigger. And maybe it'll turn more orange when it's done, because that's the opposite of the other variety. I'm ready to harvest this cabbage, but I need to check on my 7 and make sure I've let it sit out here long enough. These are all the pink zinnias I keep talking about. Every effing one of them is pink. I see a white one in there, but it's kind of like, who cares? You can't really see nothing but pink anyway, so why bother looking for the white ones? I still can't tell what these vines are going to be. I don't see any indication on them of what kind of fruit they're going to produce yet. Maybe that's the beginning of a pumpkin or spaghetti squash. I saw that these up here look kind of like spaghetti squash. So I've got possibly another round of spaghetti squash coming from these plants. This cluster right here. Further over, those are different, and I think they're pumpkins. Those are pie pumpkins, and there are over 20 plants that are not even producing yet, and they're just starting to run, and they should go crazy because they are planted all the way along the fence, all the way back to the corner. There's one over there too. There's one right here. The cat thinks he's going to catch something. The suspense. He's probably on the other side of the fence, whatever he's just stalking, and he's never going to be able to catch it, but he's having fun practicing his tactical skills. This one is a spaghetti squash. It's a different species than all the other cucurbits that I have, or whatever the word is. A different, I don't know, it's not species. Variety is what we say, but there's another word for it. Anyway, this one's slightly different DNA than the pumpkins. This is spaghetti squash. It's a slightly different breed than the pumpkins I'm growing, and I planted them later, so these vines are just getting started. They grow as big as the rest of them, so you can see they're not getting very far yet, but they will. I started them a lot later than the rest of them, like several weeks, maybe even a month. That one is a melon vine. It's not producing any melons yet, but I'm hoping it does, because I try really hard, but it's hard to get melons to grow here. And this is why. It's going to start getting cooler and shadier now, and it hasn't done anything yet. This sunflower is wrapped in morning glories. I had sunflowers all the way around, at least 2 of them or 3 of them, have been destroyed by 3 different pests. The bunny ate one off, the groundhog ate one off, and the moles tunneled under one. But I still see one right here, and there's one over there, and there's one there, and one there, and then further over, there's a big one right there, and then there's another one beside it, and then there's 2 more up there, and let's just get closer. Okay, so you can see there's one right here, and let's count them all. There's 1, 2 I already showed you. This would be 3, and that will be 4, and that will be 5. There's some in the back I can't see. There's one way back there. It's a small one. That'll be 6. There's one back there. That'll be 7. I see another one behind that corn. Probably 8. There's one right here. That's 9. That's 10. That's 11. I see one in the background there. See back there? That's 12. There's a short one somewhere. I know it's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and say 13. It's way back there. There's another one right there. That'll be 14. That'll be 15. That'll be 16. Okay, so for that 16, oh, I forgot about these. There's 2 right here. We'll make for 19 and 20. But there are more. I see one over there. If we get into it, that's a small one right there. That's 21. There's a taller one right behind it. Where did it go? It's right there, 22. There's one hiding down in here. That's 23. So, obviously, I should get at least 1 sunflower out of 23 options. Another spaghetti squash. Wants to be another one up there. There wants to be another one up there. I'm trying to give it enough food to make one every node. And there's one down here somewhere already. Where'd it go? There it is. This one's ready. I'm going to let it get a little bigger. That one could get bigger. So far I've been picking bush beans, but these beans are different. You can see they start way down there and they come all the way up here. Beans forming. But these vines go all the way up. They wrap around the corn and go over the bush. And I'm planting them in other spots. There are some on this fence as well. So right now I've been harvesting from the bush varieties that are not very big. They're down here. These purple beans are a bush variety. Here you can see how the plants grow. They're not very big. So you get a few beans off the bush, but that's all you do. And these pole beans are going to grow further, and maybe they will produce more beans, and there are more of them. So I've got another wave of beans on the way. Hello, tilapia. What are you doing down there? I'm going to show you